All right, Transformers, Dr. Andrew Reynolds Sr. here live from the Transformers Academy. So we're back at it again today. And those persons who followed us yesterday, thank you for your following. It was such an amazing dialogue yesterday. If you're just joining now, this is the Transformers Academy. And you guys began with us on yesterday. And we're talking about this week, do you have faith and do you really believe? And so with that notion and that catalyst brings us to the question, we had a lot of dialogue yesterday in terms of your belief system. How well are you connected to your spiritual being and why those things are really important. I talked very candidly about finding the best recourse in terms of your faith and your belief system. And so there were a few emails and questions regarding do you really believe? And so when we have these setbacks, challenges, and obstacles that come our way, we have to keep in mind our faith base. And so someone posed questions yesterday regarding what is my religious background? What is my belief system? Am I a Christian? Who is my God? And so forth. And so when I come on and talk about these topics, it's not to display or talk about any particular religion, but talk about the spirituality of what we really believe in. And so I don't know what your religious background is. I don't know what your belief system is. But one thing that I do know for sure is that we all can attest to and believe that we do have a creator and a higher power than mankind here. And so I won't get into what I believe. My whole take on the religious aspect is not as important as the spiritual connection that you have with a higher being. So I hope that answered the question yesterday. Someone had sent, and if you're on the air today, just keep in mind, we're not focusing on the religious aspect, but we are focusing on the spiritual part of where we are in terms of what we believe. And so yesterday I began because this is the reason, this is the time of year where people start to set all these goals, start to set all these aspirations, and they think about revamping and resetting, jump-starting their lives. And so if you're someone who've had some setbacks and some challenges in the past, you know what it's like to believe in something higher than what we are here on earth. And so sometimes the question arose yesterday about do you have faith? Because faith are the things that you believe in. You can't necessarily see them. We all know the saying. But do you really believe in what you believe? And so why do I say that to you all? Why is it important to bring up questioning your faith? Well, my faith was questioned or has been questioned in the past. And so I went through a very rough time some years ago. Those persons who follow me, you know my story. There was a time when there was so much going on where I had to say, is there really a higher being than just things that are going on in my life? And so if you've had some major setbacks, some challenges, I had some major things that I had to deal with. And just to recap where I've come from, here's someone who was accomplished in the academia, who was convicted of a felony, who couldn't get a job for 6 years, who turned to alcohol and drugs as a way of coping with the setbacks and the challenges. And so I had some really serious doubts in terms of what I believed in. And so as a result of my questions about my faith base at that time was I turned to alcohol abuse. And so why am I bringing this up? Because there's someone here who is going through a transition. There's someone who is dealing with some serious setbacks. There's someone who's contemplating maybe suicide. There's someone who's using drugs and abusing alcohol or both. But I want to tell you that if you really believe, remember, setbacks, challenges and obstacles, they are temporary. And so why is it important to believe in something? Well, they always said that the man who believes in nothing will fall for anything. I didn't come up with that, but I fell for anything. And those were the social ills of alcohol abuse. And so if you're transitioning today, which I suspect if you're listening now, you have some goals and aspirations. Let us walk with you this week, talking about things that you can do and not resorting to the social ills that bring us down even further. Because what it was for me, the challenge was to get in my mind that I had to persevere and overcome those things that were holding me back. And so if you've ever had something that have held you back, if you've ever had something that was a setback for you, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And some of these things can seem so long. Some of them can be so daunting. And some of us can make us feel like you're all alone. Well, today I'm here to tell you that you have to find a way to increase your faith. How do you believe in what you really believe in? It's easy for us to say you just have to have a little faith. You just have to believe. But when the going gets really tough, how do you keep that course? Why should you keep that course when everything around you seems to be falling apart? And so today I share these things with you because I can only tell you that if you have not connected to the Creator, if you haven't connected to a spirit higher than man here on earth, now you have to do so. Yes, praying, easy to say, absolutely. And difficult to practice. Thank you for that. Absolutely. But listen, I can tell you right now, I am a praying man. I am a believing man. And I can tell you, I stand here today only because I believe, only because I kept the faith, and only because I did not give up. Yes, the social ills I allowed to take over me. And so if you're someone who has tried to believe, if you're someone who's tried to practice, if you're someone who prayed and it still has not worked out for you, I'm here to tell you, don't give up. Yes, it's easy to say, but I can tell you right now, over the last few years, between meditation and prayer has brought a whole new wealth of spiritual maturation for me. And so I can come to you today, thankfully, not boastfully, but sharing with you the importance of having faith, to keep the faith and believing those things that you really, really believe in. And so you may be on a journey of transformation, of starting is there a question? Faith requires patience. Absolutely. And it is a process. You have to not only believe, but you also have to be patient because it doesn't happen overnight. Just like transformation is a process that it requires patience. And that's why I talk about these things to you, because not only have I researched and practiced, but my own personal experiences, believing, lessening, believing, creating a spiritual growth system where it's just a connection between myself and God. And so if you're someone who's impatient, you're losing patience, you're losing ground, and you feel like, what's the use of really believing? Well, let me say this to you. If you don't believe, others around you won't believe. If you don't take the courage to stand and be patient, others around you will become impatient. Others will lose insight in you, and others will find a way to not support you. See, you have to be the catalyst that you want everybody else to see around you. And so I know it can be difficult. I don't know your story, but my guess is it has been tumultuous. And that means that you are strengthening. And as you're going along, believing what you believe in and having the faith, you're now building up your arsenal, and now your strength is strengthening. And so if you're on the air now and you want to send me a message, because we had people yesterday send out some very interesting things. That's why I wanted to come back on earlier time today. We normally come in on 6 or 7 o'clock Eastern time, and I may even come back this evening. But go to DrAngeloReynolds.com. Become a transformer, but more importantly, send your messages to me. I love it when you guys dialogue with me. I love it when you comment. I love it when you make statements regarding what we're talking about, because this is dual learnership. I don't know everything there is about transformation. I do believe that I can share some personal information that can help you guys, but this is about dual learnership. And so long as you guys will come on, we can share information, and that is so important. So if you're on the air and you want to send a comment or question about this week's transformational vitamin from the Transformers Academy, I'm Dr. Angelo Reynolds Sr., and I'm live with you and so excited because you guys are excited. And so I'm glad that you're taking the time out to watch us, because when you watch, I get excited and get more excited. Okay, so how is your faith? Where is your faith? Are you getting impatient? Are you strengthening your arsenal? Are you building up yourself for the battle, or have you laid down and given up? Don't give up. Don't give in. If you need professional help, if you're dealing with mental health issues, depression, bipolar, manic depression, all those clinical issues, if you have substance abuse issues, seek the appropriate help. Trust me, it works. Sometimes you can't do it on your own. I suggest do those things, but believe that it can happen. Believe in what you believe. If you really want to make a change, make a difference in yourself, you have to do it first before you can impact others. I'm Dr. Angelo Reynolds Sr. This is the Transformers Academy. I'll get back to you guys maybe later on this evening. Hopefully you'll join me, but direct everyone to YouTube. We'll post these things on Instagram and all that stuff. We'll see you then. Peace, love, and blessings. I hope this has been something for you and something you can use. We'll see you later. Peace.